Isaiah 8 and 8, Isaiah, what is it? Isaiah 8 and 14, my bad. Isaiah 8 and 14. And he shall be for a sanctuary. No, Isaiah 8. Shalakia, my bad. Job 18 and 9. I'm sorry. Shalakia. Job 18 and 9. And also too, if you don't know something, don't try to wing it. Go through the scriptures you know. You know what I'm saying? Later on down the line, you'll get understanding of that. You know, so don't, you know, if a certain scripture you don't know or whatever like that, don't mess with it. You know, wait till later on down the line till the Most High give you that understanding. Okay? Ain't nothing to be, you ain't gonna know everything. Take your time. Take your time, young man. All right, Job 18 and 9. Job 18. I'm gonna start at 5. Job 18 and 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet. Right, so also too, this is speak twofold. First and foremost, we do have the nations. First and foremost, our enemy was the white man, but also the nation, and you got 2/3 of the nation of Israel, which is going to be put to death, which are our enemies as well. Okay, so that speak twofold. Yeah, we also have wicked Israelites too. Okay, for he cast into a net by his own feet, and he walked upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. So all these traps that these are going for, that they try to set up for you or whatever like that, it's gonna come back on them. They're gonna fall into that same hole that they built for you. But how is that gonna take place? That's gonna take place through our deliverance from Yahushua, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right. Now that's the jinns, and that's why I bring this out, because this article is not for us coming together and trying to get peace coming together with marching and let's talk about it. The only way things is going to come together if you get away from your enemies and you get away from them coon ass niggas that are brung out, that still have that slave mentality and don't have a ruler mentality. We ain't messing with nobody else. We not messing with no other nations. And we here to condemn all the things that America is doing, all the filthy shit that they're doing. And whoever's not with that, we ain't fucking with you. Straight like that, you know? And if you got away with that, turn from this channel. You ain't got to never even support it. I don't need your support. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for a number of people to support me. It's only an elect of Israel that's going to understand this anyway. All right? Now, okay, now here's the point. Doctors should counsel black men about the risk of possessing a firearm. Studies show that possessing a firearm increases the risk of suicide and homicide, and we believe that black males and other individuals at a high risk of being perceived as a threat by police officers should also consider that possessing a firearm may amplify this perception, thereby making the risk of possession even greater. Now, I think that that's coming in with martial law. You know, like they put on TV, give away your weapons and stuff like that. Like I say, this ain't no Black Panther group. You know what I'm saying? This is a biblical scholar group, Great Millstone, Men of Great Millstone, Israelites that's preaching to God, the Most High's word. You know what I'm saying? The first and foremost to wake up the elect of Israel. That's what this is about. This ain't no Black Panther group, get your guns and go killing our people. And that's how they want to betray us. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a weapon, you keep that weapon in your house. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want black men to have a weapon, period, or so-called Latin. When I say black men, I also mean Latin, the so-called Spanish and Latin tribe as well. You know what I'm saying? It says firearm increases the risk of suicide because most of the black men are sick. We're suicide, we're sick, or whatever like that. But I guess the white man does a lot of killing too. But see, the media covers that. They put out what they want to put out to project your mind. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. That's why through the scriptures we filter that shit out. Alright? Okay. The black males and other individuals at high risk of being perceived as a threat by police officers should also consider the possessing firearm may amplify this perception. Now, if you so-called, you'll never be a real citizen because you're like, I believe, 2/3 of a man, as they say, or 1/5 of a man, or whatever like that. In other words, you're not a man according to them in this society, according to the constitutional rights. And that goes for you Latin tribes as well. Is that if you have a gun, you may be prone to killing yourself. You may be prone to be a terrorist. Even if you don't have a so-called felony, if you want to use that, you don't have a felony, they still consider you as a so-called terrorist. And you people are going to see that. And I believe that this is being influential with bringing in martial law. That in martial law, they don't want no resistance. So if they don't have no resistance, you shouldn't have a gun. You'll be acceptable to whatever. You can't fight back. And a lot of niggas give up their guns or whatever they have, they give them up. You know what I'm saying? For $200, a gun is precious in that day. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Most High is your rock. But if you have a weapon, you have a weapon. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they use as a stereotype when they write stuff like this, that you shouldn't have it. But any other nationality can have a firearm and kill you. Like the guy in Minnesota. He had a firearm and it was legal. He had papers and they blasted his fucking ass. But you niggas don't get it. Alright? So they saying doctors should counsel black males to consider recording all police encounters. I think it would help to a certain extent, but then it won't help. Because at the same time, you know what I'm saying, there's been a lot of recordings of police brutality and a lot of reportings of murders, and they still get off. That's why in Job 9:24, what does it say? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked is the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Shalakia. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The wicked is the so-called red man. I ain't saying no more white man. Red man. He's the red man. Because he's lack melon. And this is our enemy, our chief enemy. Okay? Alright. And I'm going to give one more scripture. 2 Peter 2, verse 12 to 13. So this is our foundation. This is what we all about. This is why we out here on the highways and byways. We're preaching not a revolution as far as the Black Panther movement. We're preaching a revolution as our chief cornerstone, who is Yahweh Shah, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, which is looking like Caesar Borgia. But the real Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shah, is a black man, which is brought out in Revelation chapter 1, verse 13 and 14. He's our color. You know what I'm saying? He's not their color. That was their God. That's their image of their God, which is the false God. He's a pretender. He's a fake. And they say it doesn't matter color. Yes, it does. You know what I'm saying? It does. Because if you see a picture of something all the time, and if it's kind of towards your race, wouldn't it kind of give you confidence? You know what I'm saying? It would build that race up, even though that's a fake. That's Caesar Borgia that you look at. That's the white man who's the devil. Okay? That's who that's looking at. Who you're looking at when you see that so-called picture of Caesar Borgia. That's not Christ, or who you call Christ. That's Yahweh, who is a black man who's coming to take vengeance for the 12 tribes of Israel, to bring you salvation, which is the good news what we try to give you. Okay, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12 to 13. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Yeah? So, in due time, that's why we say Esau is the beginning of the world, and Jacob is the end of it that comes. Because right now, this white man is in his throne, his rulership. You know what I'm saying? And you find that in Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? Which they took out of the Bible as well, which bridges the gap between the gap between the New Testament and the the Old Testament and the New Testament. It brings a gap. It's a completion when it comes together. Okay, and that was part of the Bible, and they took that out. And it's a lot of Jews in that as well, once you study it. Okay? But a lot of you don't read and study anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. Okay? Speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. Right? Because this white man, he's saying all of these things in these literature that, you know, like, we're astonishment. You know what I'm saying? Killing us. Nothing really has been done. They've been doing this from the beginning of time. Slow genocide. You know what I'm saying? As I call it. You know? And some people will say, an asshole would say, oh, well, what are you doing about it? What I'm doing about it, I'm giving you knowledge and wisdom and understanding through the Holy Bible. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you power and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're giving you. Can't give you nothing else. Knowledge is better than gold and jewels. This is higher than gold and jewels. That's what I'm giving you. That's the only thing I can give you. In other words, come back to your power. That's what this is all about. Okay? And here it is. It says, pleasure is riot of the daytime. Spots that are blemished, sporting themselves with their own deceiving while they feast with you. Having eyes full of adultery, and they cannot cease from sin. Beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices. Cursed children. Yeah, he's a cursed children. And this is what he's doing. So there's no hand in hand with this. You know, you have to come back to your power. And my conclusion is this. What I get from this understanding, from reading that, and I'm just leave it like this. Come back to the Most High. Stay prayed up. You know, we into the times of Jacob trouble. We into the last days. Stay prayed up. Stop doing the filthy things that you're doing in your life. Change it. Pray. You know what I'm saying? And hope that the Most High don't take your soul from you. We enter in the days of great judgment, great destruction, great bloodshed, glory. So shit like you really did see in the movies. And I'm the mouthpiece of, I'm a prophet, I'm the mouthpiece of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, along with other great men on the highway and byway preaching this word. So my conclusion is this, is that they don't give a fuck about us. That's my conclusion. So, hope you was edified. Brother Shema. Shalom. Performing Arts, number 31. In the meaning of performance arts, is performing a certain skill. Like an artist have a certain skill drawing, we have a certain skill. And our skill is using our voices to preach the Most High's word through the Holy Scriptures, the Bible, to wake up the elect of Israel first and foremost and show our people their transgression. Come out of the way of America. They don't give a fuck about us. Always remember that. They don't give a fuck about us. You niggas can march, do all that shit you want, kumbaya to the fire, but you niggas are marked men. Why? Because you won't come back to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, which power dwells. Shalom.